I haven't tried live stream vlog sort of content. That's the way we're going today. Here's what I have to say. I'm not sure yet, but I'm here for you. No. Here's what I have to say. Give a stranger a compliment today. Tell a woman she's beautiful. Tell a man how good he looks. Okay? 2 strangers. Give 2 strangers compliments. Maybe you guys do this, maybe you don't. It's a practice I do occasionally. And I will say my heart is fluttering even thinking about doing it. It's like one of those ways that I find A, to get out of myself, and B, if you can find a sincere, genuine way of complimenting someone, it has to be genuine, all right? You make their day. It's like incredible. Also, side note, totally random, but this is what's coming forward, is, and I don't even know if this mic is working. My phone has been so weird, so sorry if it's not. I don't like living by any level of like double standards. So like, I think about, this is funny that I'm going here, but it just is. Okay, I think about like what men have to do in dating with women and stuff, and I I have made it a practice over the last few years to do things that men do so that I can put myself in their perspective and in their shoes, so that when I expect things, I expect them from the place of me being willing to do it. So this is gonna sound so funny. I mean, you could do it with either gender, but like literally the moments where you see a woman that is so effing beautiful, like walk across the street and tell her. I had a man do that with me last week, but literally, I don't know, like 3 weeks beforehand, I did that to another woman. Like, it's just, I don't know, like, I don't know why this is coming up right now as far as like, just put yourself in other people's shoes. I think a lot of people have expectations of how they think other people should treat them or how the other gender should treat them. And they're just expectations like born out of societal values. And it's like, have you tried it? Have you tried it? Okay, so you guys, you're getting ready with me, all right? I got my makeup with me. I got my coffee. Like, we're doing the thing together. You are with Emelina. If you're new to my world, hello. Welcome to I Am Woke. I'm Emelina Calder. I'm a cosmic shaman. I'm a high performance coach. I'm a psychic medium. And you are getting ready with me today because I've never tried this style of content and I've seen other people do it and I felt like it. That's why we're here, because I felt like it. Also, go cop the free meditation I have in the description link below. Don't miss it. You're going to love it. It's going to amp up your vibe and have you thinking in ways like this, which is just going to be good, like raising your vibe, raising your frequency. What else did I want to say? This is funny. Okay. So for those of you, I mean, most of you aren't going to know. I don't know why I need to say this right now, but I'm being led and guided. Actually, let me check in with spirit too. All right, we're going to say it. All right. So I'm working on behalf of spirit, so I just got to trust it. So I have, in general, I date men, but I am attracted to women as well. And I would put myself in the category of being bi. And what's really funny is like when I started more actively like dating women, I got all of the understanding. It's just like put yourself in somebody else's shoes, all right? Like when you're put in a more masculine role, but you're a woman, all of a sudden I understood why men acted the way that they did. I was just like, oh, like I get it. I'm like, wow, these women are texting me a lot. I'm like, this isn't anything recent, but like literally, I remember just putting myself in men's shoes and just being like, oh my gosh, I get why men are a little emotionally distant. I get it. And I was like, oh, I get the stereotypes with women. I don't know why I'm sharing this again. I just am. It's like, think about the values you have and the things you think and the expectations you have, and think about why you have them and like what value they give you. And are you willing to put yourself in the other person's shoes, or are you just like demanding things of people. For example, again, we're doing the dating stuff. I don't know why. Clearly somebody's got to hear it, all right? There's always this expectation for men to provide everything, right? And to pay for everything, etc. And I don't have any issues with that. But I noticed that there is a difference between different sorts of people as far as what they expect. It's one thing to receive as the feminine for a masculine to take care of you. It's another thing to have like a blatant expectation that they're doing everything and that they have to. And what I would say there, again, I don't know why I'm going here, but I am, is are you willing to provide? Are you willing to do it all? I don't have any like issues receiving because I have been in a provider role in the past. I have really flexed that side of myself where I have put everything aside and I'm like, I will take care of everything and everyone around me, and I will step into these roles because my my genealogy, my lineage has a very strong divine masculine component, and I won't give any credit to the people immediately related to me. It's more like it's a, I think it was coming from my grandfather actually that was piecing through to me. But our lineages, we can carry, depending on what our ancestors like set for us, a divine masculine or divine feminine automatic, or like it's like present in the bloodline. And my bloodline has some divine masculine that I had to dig for and really pull out of myself, and no divine feminine. So all of my divine feminine is self-created. It does not exist in any of my bloodlines on either side. Divine Mother is a constant channel that I hold in my body 24/7 so that I can always occupy that state. Whereas for some of you, the divine feminine will just be available because your ancestors has set the trajectory for it. Anyway, all of that to say, I have access to divine masculine. I always have. Like, that's always been very strong for me. And there was a point in my career, maybe over 10 years ago, more than that, where I was just like, there are people less fortunate around me. There are people less capable. I'll provide. So anyway, all that to say, like, if you're going to be demanding in gender roles, like, are you willing to provide as well? Are you willing to do the things? I don't know. I like to play. I like to, you guys will see, like, I hop on like both sides of the equation for everything. Like I occupy both states of polarity. I am a walking paradox. I had a lot of people tell me that when I was a kid. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Thanks for being here. Whether you're here now or later. I don't know where to put this light right now because I can't see. I don't know if you can see. We'll find out. Also, I'm putting this on because I want to. I was listening to this song all morning. You're here with me. Hello. Welcome. Oh, shit. Okay, are you coming? Are you ready? It's coming. Fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Dun, dun. I noticed I was late. Grabbed my hat, made the bus in seconds flat. Somebody spoke and I went into a dream. Thanks for being here with me, guys. Oh. The news today, oh boy. Anyway. Hello, world! Welcome to Emelina's world. By the way, I'm going viral. I just like fucking decided it, all right? I decided it a while ago, but I've been prepping. Oh my gosh. I want to tell you guys what's in this bottle, by the way. Okay, so this, I like reuse bottles, so don't worry about that. But anyway, I put castor oil in it, and castor oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, rose oil, and aloe. And I mix it all together, and I mix it with my makeup. And I put it on at night before I go to bed, and it's freaking magic. I'm not one of those to have a lot of like face products or anything. This is incredible. So if that's new for you, I recommend it. Anyway, what else do I want to talk about? I'm teaching myself tarot. That's like a new skill. I might take you guys through a little bit of that. Anyway, Spirit, what else do we need to say today? I like the idea of talking about these gender roles. I'm like really into it. I'm actually going to talk more about dating both men and women because I think it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting because I'm literally, I don't know why my consciousness is going here, but it is. I'm literally remembering some dates I went on where I was just like, wow, you know, I thought men were nuts. No offense. In like their dating strategies or communication strategies. And then I would go on dates with women and be like, I get it. We could be really demanding. I'm really emotional and really like, I don't want to say needy. I don't know. It's different. I think my point that I'm trying to make and what I learned is more that like put yourself in someone else's shoes for a moment if you wonder why they act the way that they do. And I really like exploring that. I think it's really interesting. Like, why do people act the way that they do? Why do I act the way that I act? Can I change how I act? Am I open to new perspectives? I don't know. Also, for those of you that need to hear this, that are single, I think dating apps are nonsense, okay? Let's talk about that. I think they are. What did I say it? Like I don't know. They're strange. I don't think they match well. I haven't used them in forever. I deleted my apps like probably over 6 months ago. Here's the deal. The universe will meet you where you are. If you are single, like the universe will meet you. Like God knows who the people you're supposed to be dating are, where they are, and God knows where to find you and how to find you. So you don't need to be on an app. And I'm only saying, and if you want to be on the apps, like have at it, do whatever you want. But I'm saying that more from the position that I think it's for sure healthier for me not to. The whole swiping thing is nonsense. The games that I had to play to see if people were legit was nonsense. Nonsense. Dating apps are nonsense. That's what I have to say about it. I have had just as much success through the last 3 years in just being myself, like at restaurants, coffee shops, and going on walks. Going on walks. Like literally, it's not that hard. I don't know who needs to hear that, but it's coming out of my mouth, so clearly Spirit wants me to say it. I gotta say my prayer for the morning too. I pray to be made in a safe and happy way. I pray to be made in a safe and happy way. Protect me from all dark forces today. And give me some music. Spirit, we need music. We need music. Also, I just put a post on my community feed. Drop a comment. Tell me something you're struggling with and something you're proud of yourself for. The reason why I say it with those two things is because most of us are not celebrated for our shadows, and I think it's just as important to see someone in their work, in their struggle, in their shadow, as it is in their light, in what they're proud of themselves for, and what they're working on, and how they're shining. And then go and give a compliment to someone in the comments, like either pump them up, gas them up on something that they're struggling on or something that they're doing great about. I used to do this on my Instagram years ago. I'm like, if you're wondering, my love language is clearly affirmations, or whatever that one was called, like where you say nice things. Like, I don't know. Anyway, but go do that. I think it'll be fun. I don't think it'll be fun. I know it'll be fun. I just decided. Also, windfalls of prosperity are coming for each and every one of you. Just claim it. All right, this is gonna be a really good week. I deem it so. I said so. It's gonna be a good week. I said so. It's a good week. What else we got? What do you guys think? Should I pull a card? Let's pull a card. This cougar card is jumping out. Confidence, be bold, take charge. I think that's for someone. And then porcupine. Literally. The porcupine is how I see shadow energy. Innocence, free yourself. Let go of guilt and shame. These are the two cards that just popped out of me. Okay, so confidence and innocence. Be bold, take charge, and free yourself. These are the cards. Cougar and porcupine. Cougar. Big cat. Make some big moves. Big, bold moves. If you were, okay, this is like literally coming through. I don't know where this is coming from. This is spirit. If you were to change gender roles in your head, like if you were to be like, okay, I'm going to act like a man today, or I'm going to act like a woman today, like, I don't know, what would you do differently? Like, how would you step into your authority differently? I think gender roles are interesting because I have worked very, very hard for years at balancing my divine masculine, divine feminine polarities. And I have them each very strongly, and my higher self does as well. So I can shift into a complete divine masculine or a complete divine feminine role within myself at any point. A lot of people are used to just doing one or the other, or a karmic feminine or a karmic masculine role within themselves, which is the karma, the cause and effect, as opposed to the divinity, as opposed to the destiny version of you. And I think you'll find, at least this is my experience, that when you allow yourself to play with gender and play with masculine and feminine components within yourself, it really like unlocks a whole new level of awareness. Like, it allows you to be so much more compassionate to yourself, to the inner aspects of your own gender roles, because we all have masculine in ourselves. It lives in the right side of the body, and we all have feminine components in ourselves, which lives on the left side of the body. It's the receiving. And how you understand gender and polarity is how you like interact with the world in like a balanced way. And for those of you to know, I'm just being led and guided here. Some of you might have like a past version of myself, okay? I'm trying to think. I was very karmic, which just means you're unconscious with the gender roles within yourself, probably until I was like, I don't know, when did I make that decision? Maybe 23. I was providing for other people. Like, I built businesses. I was trying to employ my friends. Like, like literally I was providing. It's how you got the most out of me when I was younger. How I got the most out of me is I was like, it's hard for me to think in terms of like, let me provide for myself. But if there was someone else in need in my environment, I could make money at the drop of a hat. Or like, if I knew somebody else was relying on me. I'm not quite like that now. I'm pretty balanced. I'm repeating this song. Don't judge me. I don't know what's coming on after this. This is why. Anyway. What was I saying? Polarities. Play with the masculine versus feminine polarities. I don't know. There was a decision I made when I moved to Los Angeles where I was just like, I just decided to step in all of my divine masculine components. They were easier. It was easier for me to tap into all of the masculine than it was the feminine because of where I was at in my journey. And then that turned into a conscious divine masculine energy. And again, we carry both energies, the feminine and the masculine, at all times in our body, and how you relate to each gender and the karmic nature of each gender versus the divine nature of each gender has to do with how you embody those energies in yourself and what you pull out of others in your world based on what you're embodying in yourself. So as you can imagine, because I am very in touch with my divine feminine and my divine masculine energies, I'm always pulling out the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies of all of those around us, around me, rather. And then when there are more karmic-based energies around me, more cause and effect, more unconscious feminine or unconscious masculine energies, it's very easy for me to identify, call out, and step away from. You're never going to escape polarity on Earth, right? Like, it's not like because I'm so balanced within myself, the balance is a 24/7 thing. Sometimes people will cause a great amount of a shit show of conflict in your life, throw their freaking temper tantrums in front of you because they're being karmic, and it's up to you to be the judge and to reestablish balance in the situation. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of times I find that the universe isn't always going to reestablish that balance for you. Sometimes you are that balance. And if you know how to bring out those aspects of yourself, that balance will be very easy to bring forward from yourself. Custom molding, I balance my chakras in masculine rotation and feminine rotation every morning. It helps me be in neutrality most of my day. I really love that. I really love the balance between the two. I'm happy that with my sexuality was open enough to be balanced between the two as well, because I feel like it's taught me so much. It's taught me so much. Like, so much. Anyway, yeah, I like, I don't know what else I want to say about this. I like both. What have I been learning about divine femininity recently? I've been learning that I enjoy sundresses much more than I ever thought. I've been learning that I enjoy a sense of freedom. I feel so scattered trying to get ready while I'm shooting a video. I've like literally never done this. I'm like, no, just be ready. But like, people do it all the time. I'm like, I don't know, we'll experiment. Okay, fine, we'll do it. Like, whatever, it's fine. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get my lip gloss and then I'm gonna think about what I want to say. Further on divine masculine and divine feminine. Also, break the mold. I have a bunch of these stickers. If you guys want a couple, drop a comment below and let me know. And send me an email. I'll plug in my email, but it's wearewokeaf@gmail.com, and I will mail you one. Break the mold. Break the fucking mold. It's the name of one of my programs. It's also like my favorite phrase. It was the phrase that I initially used in my business called Template Monkey. That website's down right now, so don't go look. But I will be rebuilding it. That's like my rockstar presentation template brand. All right. Divine Feminine. Let's break down both, actually. What's coming through? Divine Masculine is like the shelter in the storm. What else is Divine Masculine? I actually don't think I can jive on music. I'm gonna get so distracted. Maybe I could do jazz. Hold on. Well, Dave Brubeck, what do we think? All right. The Divine Masculine is the shelter. It's the guarding, the protecting, the protector, the provider. It's like the external strength almost. Stoic is coming forward, but I don't know that that's the natural Divine Masculine. Maybe it is. I gotta think about that. Anyway, Divine Feminine is flowing. Oh, and we're not even talking about the dark aspects. Okay, we'll go with the lights. We'll go with the light aspects. Flowing, effervescent, like beautiful. Like it's like a honey nectar. It's like sweet. I want to say soft, the soft girl era, but that's not always feminine. Okay, like there's nothing wrong with the like I'm gonna tell you off era too, which is also feminine. It's like dark feminine. I saw a quote on Instagram yesterday that was like, it was beautiful. It was like, what's all this stuff about like divine feminine being like love and light? They're like, the divine feminine is like respect me or piss the fuck off. Like respect me or be destroyed. And I was like, yeah. Like, but I think we could probably say the same thing about the dark masculine. Just thoughts. Thank you for the few of you that are in here. Welcome to the club. I don't know what we're doing today. Something. We're doing something. Also, for all of you that are in business and anything online, like experiment. Like I'm giving you the open permission to do so. Like I think when we get into business, we assume we can't explore and experiment. And like I always see it as in my energy, it's where I'm like pushing out and expanding and like feeling my energy like in a new and different way. And I think in business specifically, like we have all these plans and we're like, I'm gonna do this in this way and it's gonna be a full-blown strategy and I'm not gonna stray from it. It's gonna be perfect. And I'm gonna go viral and this is what's gonna fucking happen. And like I used to do business that way and I just don't enjoy it. And what I find is that the universe meets you with new miraculous circumstances and new ideas when you're willing to explore. And business world, the world of men, like the world, like the Matrix, would have you believe that you have to have it all perfect coming out of the gate. And I would tell you it's just not the case. Now, how could I possibly be so confident to say that? Because I'm so confident in myself that I just don't care what anyone thinks. So I'm willing to explore and I'm demanding that I can explore and that I can try new things, that I can just like get on here. And I know I've said this in a previous stream, but like run my mouth and just be like, there are no consequences, you guys. Not that there are none, but it's just like, there is no, there's nothing negative with exploration. Like you're entitled to explore. if you want to. Like, it's a gift that you give yourself. You don't have to have it all together immediately. You can learn as you go. I think our standard typical world places way too much emphasis on having to have it perfect before you enter any level of market. And what I find is that the people that are the most attractive to me are the ones that don't have it perfect. They're the ones that enter market as they are and show you their process as they go. I really like being in that position because it pulls me out of, I'm like what I would call like a recovering perfectionist. I'm not really at this point, but like, can we call like recovery for perfectionism? Is that a thing? If it is, I'm doing well. But like, I used to really be a perfectionist because I had to. And I think you lose a lot through perfectionism. I think the reality is nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. I think it has everything to do with your perspective and nothing to do with the actual audience. They're just going to reflect you back to you. So I think the perfection in this case is like, how comfortable are you with all of the aspects of you? And I don't know, I got this like reflection message yesterday from Spirit where I realized, and I forget that I do it, like I encourage people to be all of themselves. I don't tell you just to be in your light. Like, I'm happy to see your shadow with you and celebrate your shadow, help your shadow shift, love up on you in whichever expression comes forward, as long as it's healthy, right? Okay, let me finish this eyeliner and then I'm gonna think a little bit more. It's hard for me to do two things at once. I'm like, I can't think and do my makeup at the same time. It's hard. It's hard. Oh, Billie Holiday. Can we do night and day? Night and day, you are the one. Where is it? Who loves Billie Holiday? Let's talk about that. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun, whether near to me or far. Oh my gosh, my energy from the morning is already like burning out because I jumped straight onto a stream. Okay, but makeup's almost done, right? I mean, it takes me 5 minutes, but on a stream, apparently it takes me 30. So there's that. Embrace your inner sense today. If you need to porcupine up, that's totally okay. Actually, even this is balanced, okay? So porcupine, that would be the more masculine energy. That's like the protective, the like guarding, the shield. And then there's the innocence, which is the more feminine aspect, the nurturing, the loving, the like softness. Again, not to say the feminines are all soft, because dark feminine is a very strong energy and is great. I love gender polarities, like how we talk about gender polarities in spiritual communities. And I know it's getting so popular right now as well. Like, everyone is talking about the different gender polarities and how they function and like what's healthy and what's not. And I actually really love all those conversations. I don't know why, but I do. That's my truth. That is my truth. You guys are just watching my energy shift in my stream right now. And we'll find out how many of you actually watch this. I'm gonna watch my analytics. I feel like shit like this, like people stay in for like 2 minutes and then pop out, but we'll find out. I will watch the analytics. what else should I say, you guys? I think I should finish my eyebrows and then maybe I'll just pull a card and be done. Among the stars. All right, so I think my message for today, is embrace your gender polarities and see what you want to play with. Start to play with your more protective components, play with your softer components, play with how you interact within those components, within yourself. I loved that Custom Molding spoke about balancing chakras in both the masculine and feminine directions. I think that's really cool. Everything in reality has both a masculine and feminine gender component. So the more you play with it, the more you can shift in and out of different states of awareness. I don't know what I want to say about that. I think that's it. Again, this is your permission to experiment. I'm experimenting right now, and I love the fact that I'm so available and open to experiment publicly in whatever way I want because I feel like it. So for those of you, maybe this is interesting. Maybe you're like, I don't know. I don't know if you listen to this like podcast style. I don't know if you guys hate me for this sort of content. There's like a previous version of me that would like so judge me for being like, Emelina, what are you like doing influencer stuff? I have been an influencer in the past. Not that I'm not now. It's just like, is what it is. But I'm here for it because like, why not? Like, if you can play in your world becomes a lot more fun. If you give yourself permission to experiment in your business, in your social media, in your life, in your roles, the roles you play, the roles you agree to play, the roles you don't agree to play, like your friendships, I think life gets a lot more interesting. I think I get bored easily as well from like staying in the same thing. So like I need a lot of play, like I need a lot of experimentation in order to feel like me. Also, I'm getting some fairy realm lessons. So my friend, if you haven't seen the podcast yet, Diaries of a Psychic Medium, Amber interviewed me. We had a really great casual conversation about my psychic background, etc. But like Amber always talks to me about the fairy realm, and I've always been acclimated with the fairy realm, but she's like much more tapped in than I am. But I've been working with the fairies for a long time, and they always play with play. Like nothing is that serious. Nothing. You can play. I give you permission to play as an adult. Play whatever that is for you. I don't know how else to express it or describe it other than like this live stream is a play for me. I feel like I'm playing in a very constructive way. I just would give you permission to do that in whatever way you can, in whatever way feels right for you. How can you begin to mold your reality, but not from the place of like manifesting some level of perfection where you feel like you have to get it right or you have to manifest the perfect thing in or like whatever it is. It's really like, how can you play with your reality to allow yourself the gift of seeing what's available to you? How do you know unless you go get some experience? I've always been in that boat. I don't know that I can ever, I don't know that I really am the person or have ever been the person to be like, to know what's for me without like fucking around and finding out. Like, it's just, I just do. Not, generally speaking, not in a bad way. But I like to play. I like to understand. And again, I'm always going to say this, I am a Libra. Everything I do is in relationship to myself, relationship to others, and relationship to polarity and paradox. I don't know how else to be. That like is very much who I am. And without the relationship, it's almost like I lack understanding. So I will go seek relationship, and that relationship is anything. You interacting with anything is a relationship. They don't have to be humans, okay? The way I'm interacting with this live stream is relationship, and I'm like breaking it down. So if I were to break down this relationship, what is it? I'm like, well, it's the relationship of me to me doing anything I do with bystanders. What's that relationship like? It's my relationship to me feeling more vulnerable, like effing around with my music and makeup and not having makeup on stream. What's that sensation feel like? Am I comfortable with that? Which parts am I comfortable with? Which parts am I not comfortable with? What does that vulnerability feel like? And how different is that vulnerability than what people perceive, or what maybe I've perceived as more vulnerable, like crying, it's like playing with polarities. It's allowing yourself to explore, and not be so rigid in your thinking or rigid in your acting or your believing in who you are. Like, this is a very fairy realm concept. It's a very fifth dimensional concept. So when we think fifth dimensional in the world of entity types, we're talking fairies, we're talking gnomes, we're talking pixies, we're talking elves, animals. What else is elemental? You get it's 5D elemental. It's the realm, the dimension in between our 3D reality. And I don't even know how to describe it. Like the 5D reality, there's a veil, and in that veil, there are many different realities that are just as real as this one, many different dimensions that like pop out of it. And that's called the elemental realm. And the elementals can shift in between our world and the invisible worlds, the non-physical worlds. And because of that, they are so much more play-based, like experimentation-based, because they're always playing with creating things into form and dissolving the form. Also, from what I understand, Amber taught me this because I was a little confused, because I remember telling her a couple weeks ago, I was like, this fairy approached me, because I have so many fairies in my apartment. I don't even care who judges me for that. Honestly, most of you won't, because you're on my channel. Like if you're into anything like elemental, anything like channeling, like fairies, I have at least 36 in my apartment. I had a little crowd of them. They invited themselves in, and I was like, okay, and I'll tell you what fairies really like. And then they grew and grew and grew and grew. And then like you meet friends like Amber, and then they were like, oh my God, yeah, the fairies are with me too. And like anyway. I have people sending me fairies. Fairies jump in between realms. They'll jump in between apartments, between you and your friends. They'll share downloads. They're so cute. They're very playful. They have like a trickster energy about them as well. They like to change their appearance. They're so beautiful and interesting. And I'm also getting the download. I think I brought a lot of the fairies with me when I was in San Francisco back down to LA. Like, for those of you that don't channel or have been, oh my gosh, if you've been in nature in San Francisco, nature in SF is so chatty. If you want to channel, you want to learn how to channel, like go to San Francisco and just sit in the Presidio, like just find anywhere, like you'll start learning how to channel, because I don't understand the vortex points in San Francisco, but nature is very chatty. It's very elemental. I've even like made some objects with some wood and stuff I got up there. But anyway, this mascara is taking forever. I just need to finish it. Hold on. Emelina, can you multitask? Can you talk into your mascara at one time? I don't know. Okay, we'll get back to fairy realm in a sec. Hold on. Dear God, mascara, what is going on today? I can't multitask. You guys can't see, but this eye has way too much mascara and this one, like, I'm like, what? I'm really experimenting with myself. I'm like, holy F, like doing makeup and talking on a live stream is actually pretty difficult. I don't know how influencers do this. Like, what? I'm not even kidding. My makeup routine takes me 5 minutes. This has taken me 45. I'm never doing this again. I don't know that that's true. I just wanted to say it because I like being dramatic. Come on. Little lashes lift. Okay. Is that it? That's it. Now we'll do the before and after. Makeup is so interesting. Hi. Okay, she's back. Not that I wasn't pretty before, but it's different. You guys know. Especially the women, you know. Okay. She's here. We're here. Hello, I'm dropping in for a few seconds to say hi before I go to bed. Hello. Welcome. Where in the world are you? Are you in Europe? There's a vortex at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. I think it might be an old sacred site. That's great. Yeah, you know, San Francisco is so many different ways of magical. Otherworldly. Like, energetically, it's otherworldly. Like, it's a very... I don't know how to describe it. It's very elemental. I can't remember if it's officially the heart chakra of the United States, but I think it is. I'm in New Zealand. It's nearly 5 a.m. here, but I've been working all night. Oh my gosh. Well, go get some rest. It sounds like you've been working hard. What do you do for work? Thanks for popping in and saying hi. What else have I got? Okay, San Francisco. What do I want to say about San Francisco? It's magical. If you get a chance to visit, I highly recommend it. I'm pretty sure it's the heart chakra of the United States. I'm pretty positive. Where did I live up there? I always end up in bougie neighborhoods. I just have like a honed in, I don't even know when I go visit places. I just pick and I always end up in like these bougie neighborhoods, which I think for me is just my ability to hone into safety because I like feeling safe. I made those decisions when I was pretty young. When I moved down to New York City, I didn't know which neighborhood to choose. It was like so difficult for me. But anyway, I was like, I just want to be safe. So I went with Williamsburg because it was bougie enough and it was cheaper than going into Manhattan. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, San Francisco. Oh, we were talking about fairies. Also, I got my fairy hair. All right, fairies, is there anything else you want to say? I know you're in here. Okay, so like I don't know exactly what's going on, but the fairies just opened. They told me they opened up a portal. This stream is a portal for me or for you guys. I don't know. It might just be for me. I'm just walking you through my process. They opened up a portal, and then this is how my energy. I don't know how to describe how my energy shows itself to me a lot. And then they created a tunnel. Okay, that tunnel is my willingness to explore. So when I feel the most expansive, I'm going to paint it again for you because I feel like I don't know. It's like pressing up against the walls of reality and just like just seeing what it feels like. It's almost like energetically playing when I'm playing with reality. This is a stream like this. I'm playing with reality. It's like I'm pressing up against the walls of reality just to feel like what it feels like to change. Like, just what does this sensation feel like? What does it feel like to have no agenda, do my makeup, show up on stream, play some music, get hair in my mouth, and talk about fairies? Like, I don't know. Like, let's try it. Like, that is always my thing. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let's try it. If it sounds good, if it sounds fun. If it doesn't sound fun, let's not try it. It has to sound fun. It's like that little devious, I got that little devious, like, mischievous, like, let's fuck around and find out. But when I say that, it's not like, I'm never in the place of like fuck around and find out from the sense of anything dangerous or negative. Like, I'm not available for any of that. It's literally like, what's the difference between fun and more fun? Play and more play? Expansion and expansion? And, oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited right now too, because I don't deny expression. So sometimes it's not like, expansion can be very interesting, right? It's not like always light and light and light and light. I love to explore my shadow. I love to understand her. I love to understand what holds me back, why it holds me back. I love the sensations of like the taboo nature of myself and understanding her and why she functions the way she does and listening to her without having to change her. And I think that might be something that might be valuable for a lot of you. I feel like that's a lot of my magic. Like a lot of me, a lot of my glow is that I don't shame myself for anything. And I am such a good human. So like there is nothing to really shame myself about. Like any darkness is just like normal shit for me. Like it's just like I'm never gonna be like, oh, you can't feel that. Oh, you can't think that. Like I'm not a sociopath, so I'm not like trying to do bad shit. It's so there's nothing of shame that I would have towards myself because I'm always with God. I'm always with spirit. Spirit doesn't deny expression. We do have shadow. We have equal shadow to light. Whenever our light grows, when we expand in consciousness, our shadow grows at the same proportion. People forget that. They think you can just grow the light and like your shadow stays the same side or the same size or dissolves. It doesn't. The shadow grows at the same proportion. So here's where a lot of spiritual leaders get fucked up in their process as they grow their light and grow their light and grow their light. Oops. Sorry, I lost you guys for a sec. And then they deny their shadow. They deny their shadow and they deny their shadow. And then you know what happens? They fuck around and find out in the worst sort of way. Generally speaking, it is things like, they're leading me here. I'm going to go here. I am a Kundalini yoga instructor, person, yogi. But I have not accepted my KRI certificates because I don't believe in the Yogi Bhajan hierarchy of how that organization has been developed and all of the, I don't want to go into the depth of it, so I'll just call it nonsense. All of the nonsense and the pathology that men use to control communities and women. And that is an example of shadow. A repressed shadow. And I can't even tell you the amount of spiritual leaders that I have met in person. I will not name them. I'm not that girl, okay? But I have met them. And people are like, oh my God, they're so light, they're so awakened, they're so enlightened. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do you not see that? Do you not see what I see? Because what I see is a lot of shadow. And I see somebody that's acting. And I'm a divine channel, so I can see through people. I'm also a human lie detector. Okay. Like, if you think you're gonna lie and get away with it with me, good luck. And also being the Libra that I am with like the stoic nature that I have, I won't even tell you. I will if you don't know Libras, we do this. I will let people run with lies in front of me just to see how far they go, because I just think it's entertaining. I won't even tell them like, oh, you're lying. I'll just be like, let's keep going. Let's see how far you're going to take this, because I find it to be entertaining. And then when it's the most inconvenient for you, then I'm going to let you know. Okay. Bye. Like literally the fairies are with me. I can feel them. Even me being like that on stream, I'm like, oh, they're pulling the play out of me. Why not play with your reality? Like, why not? Why assume things have to be in a structured, rigid, perfect way? Like, that is almost like a level of force. Like being rigid, things having to be a certain way in order for you to have fun, things having to be a certain way physically in order for you to feel comfortable, like, is so conditional. The universe will break that shit open just to force you to learn how to play. And that's not always the most fun experience, FYI. At this point, my priorities are just like being one with everything that's around me and playing regardless of what's happening around me, because I feel like I know better at this point with the universe. The universe has a very... When the universe wants you to explore or experiment, it has a very, like, ironic way of having you do that. And it really depends on how rigid you are in your thinking. The less rigid you are with your thinking and your being and your believing, the more the universe will hit you softballs to play with, because you're willing to play. Because the universe wants you to play. The universe wants you to play with shadow, and it wants you to play with light. The universe wants you to be expressive. The universe doesn't want you to deny anything. Now, when you're playing with your shadow, the point is, there's a couple of things. It's not hurting anyone, and it's not hurting yourself. When I say play with shadow, it's acknowledging the shadow. It's giving the shadow runway. If you guys need, they're giving me the reference point to give some of you to check out. Existential Kink is a book. I forget who wrote it. One of my coaches had me read this. That's an exploration of God through shadow, through kinks. Okay, like, whoever needs to hear that, go read that book. It's actually really incredible. I enjoyed the audios, so I listened to it. I can't remember when I probably read that 3 years ago, and that did open up my shadow exploration in a lot of different ways. You just want to give your shadow, like, airtime in a constructive way. You want to create, like, a little playpen for it, however you're going to do that. Whether that's sexually, which the shadow loves to express sexually, or whether it's in your journal, or whether it's, like, here. So I'll give you guys a quick example. My shadow is here. My shadow is present on the stream. I'm very comfortable with my shadow. I'm going to explain how it is, because I want to break it down for you guys. That just feels like natural to me right now, like in a good way, like a teaching moment. And this won't be for everyone. It depends on how much shadow work you do, but I'm with my shadow all the time. I don't deny her. She doesn't ask for anything crazy because I give her attention a lot. So, for example, I am in both my light and my shadow pretty equally on this stream. For example, okay, my shadow busted out in the beginning of the stream and said, say your bye. And I was like, I don't know that I want to do that. My light side's like, I don't know, but what are people going to think? And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, who cares? I've already come out online. Like, this is fine. And then that's my shadow. Okay, so then I give my shadow that runway. My shadow's like, talk a little shit about divine feminine, divine masculine. And my light's like, well, I don't know. Shouldn't I be teaching from a higher perspective? And my shadow's like, why don't you fuck around and find out? That's the interplay. It's the dynamic. It's the dance within myself between my shadow and my light. A lot of you, when you see my light, when you see what makes me really magnetic, the reason why a lot of you guys like me is because I am dancing with both my shadow and my light. I'm not denying an expression. I bring both to the table. I bring my fierceness, my ferocity, my strength, and my softness, my sweetness, my nectar to the table at all times. And I have no qualms about flipping in between the expressions, and I will do it immediately because I am so comfortable changing and morphing myself into what I need to be in the moment based on how I feel and how I desire to express myself in any moment. I love where this conversation is going. This is what happens when you explore. Like, the beginning of the stream, I was like, I don't know what that I'm doing. Like, I'm going to try something new. By the end of the stream, I'm like, holy effing shit. This was so much better than journaling this morning. I hate journaling, by the way. for someone that it does this work. And I encourage everybody to journal, and my clients and everything, because it's like how you directly confront parts of yourself. But I have never enjoyed journaling. It's just like not my thing. This is actually better. So I feel so much more comfortable knowing that I can just jump on a stream. This is so constructive for me. Where's I going with that? It's like, I guess I'm through example and pointing out right now how I blend my shadow and my light and how I bring it public and how I do this in all of my relationships. And I'm going to add another pin there, another emphasis. The people that I have in my life are the people that can hold space, equal space for my shadow and my light. Most people that I've encountered in general can only hold for your light, and they will only treat you with respect when you can show up in your light. But the shadow needs attention too. And if I'm being really, really honest, the people that are closest to me in my life, and I've got a good a good number, they hold space for both of me. I don't have to act appropriate with them. I don't have to be appropriate. I don't have to hold things back. I tell my friends and the people I love, I tell them how it is for me at all times. I tell them what I'm struggling with. I tell them what I'm going through, and I allow myself to hold that space for myself, for me to be authentic in the moment and say very unpopular things, what other people would deem as to be unpopular. And for me to shine my light and be proud of myself and talk about my accomplishments as well, and hold space for myself in both ways. And I'm always checking in with them. And my friends are always holding that space for me as well. And we hold it for each other. And I think that's really unique. Generally speaking, I think relationships tend to pull out one facet of a person. And I guess I'm bringing this back to, I don't know, the sexuality components just coming back, like to me being bi. I like to explore. And I think that is in all aspects of my spirit and my personality. And I do think it comes down to this play of gender roles, because it's really like, if you think about it spiritually, it's like within ourselves, we are both masculine and feminine, no matter which gender you have selected to be here as. That's like the primary dominant gender, but we have both. And everyone is highlighting or stepping into certain aspects of femininity or masculinity and shying away from other aspects of it within themselves. And I think part of my role on earth within myself is to play, is to literally just explore, like just for the sake of exploring, not to get anywhere, but just to be like, what does that feel like? What's that sensation? And I want to reemphasize, because I know I went into sexuality, this is not all sexual. In fact, a lot of it's not. It's just literally how I interact with my environment. What else could we call it? Because I don't want this to be mistaken for just sexuality, because that's not really what I'm talking about. Although that is a method of exploration. It's really like gender roles are the ability to take polarity. It's the ability to understand poles. The ability to occupy a pole, an expression, either the projection or the receiver. And which pole are you stepping into within yourself at what times, in what environments, around what people? What draws specific expressions out of you and why? Around certain people, certain environments, etc. I think that's like where my fascination is that I'm constantly exploring what that is for me and why certain aspects of me are drawn out in certain environments. Even to the point of, literally, I want to make this more black and white, so I'm going to go back into some of the sexuality. Like, this is so funny that I'm sharing this as well. This is my shadow's thrilled. This is definitely my shadow's present. It's like, even in like dating roles, I don't know how else to explain this to you guys. I'm just being transparent. In dating, in dating women, what I thought was so interesting is like which parts of myself would get drawn out, because when you're dealing with the same gender, now which role do you occupy? That's a whole conversation. And like certain women, and even with gay men as well, like have specific roles that they step into and they only serve in one role. Again, I'm more of an explorer type of persona, so I would think it's, I don't know how to explain this, this is just where I'm going, so I'll just say whatever the F is coming up. It's like, with which sorts of women would I be more feminine and step into a feminine role, a nurturing, being cared for, provided for role, and with which women would I become the masculine, and would I step into a provider role and a protector role? And these are very silent arrangements. And I would watch consciously like how these aspects of me would be pulled out of me, almost unconsciously, but I'm so conscious it wasn't unconscious. Just more of like, I would notice when certain people around me, and this was really highlighted the most with women for me, because with men, I tend to sit in a feminine role, and I like that. I have that preference. But with women, I would go both ways on it, because it depends on the other woman, and it depends on the interplay of the dynamics of the gender roles. So some women would hold a really masculine role. And then I could play within, this is going to sound so funny, but it's so real for me. Like within the, within femininity, because when you're dating a woman, there are two women. It's all feminine. It's all feminine. There is no real masculine. It's all feminine. Okay. So it's like, even within the feminine roles, within femininity, what are the subtle differences between a more masculinized, is that a word? Feminine versus a more feminized feminine role. And I was trying to understand these aspects intellectually and spiritually around gender. And I really didn't get it completely until it was in front of my face, when in dating scenarios where I was like automatically like a certain facet would come out of me because of the pull, or the magnetic pull that the other person was holding based on their personality would then draw out a facet of mine. And with women, it just helped me understand the subtle dynamics of femininity and masculinity within the umbrella of being feminine. So it almost taught me very clearly, because I was able to see the reflections in the people around me, the women around me, like, oh, like they were reflecting me back to me. So when a woman would occupy a more masculine state, I was like, oh, I can occupy that state too. And I have occupied that state. But it's very interesting that with this person in this way, I decided to select a more passive role, a more feminine, a more receiving, a more sitting back role. But then like just as easily, I can flip into the masculine role, depending on the person that's around me. Like not with certain people I have in mind, but it's like when does that, how else do I explain this? I'm trying to think of other women I went on dates with. There are some women that were so much more feminine than me in my natural state, like so much more, that then when we were in relationship, very loose term, okay, like just like in a moment on a date, whatever, together, like I would automatically step into my highest levels of divine masculine. Like I would be providing, I would be guarding, I would be protecting. It would be quite natural. And I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. This is really just a self-exploration thing that I'm exposing you to in my process. Again, be respectful. If there's any nonsense on any level of sexuality, I'm gonna boot you guys out and delete the comments. But I don't think there's gonna be. It's like, however you're guided or led to explore yourself, I would encourage you to do so, which could be sexually, it doesn't have to be. It could be dating, doesn't have to be. It could be art. Maybe you're occupying your gender roles through how you make art or music or poetry or pottery or I'm not sure. I'm trying to, they're like showing me being in nature is feminine. Being action driven is masculine. I don't know. Like it's polarities are so interesting to me. I love playing with and understanding different polarities. I love the constant play of like, what is masculine versus feminine. I love that we try to put them in boxes when really no box can be constructed. I really just love the exploration of all of it. I love how consciousness expands. And it expands through conversations like this. And in this case, this conversation is me with myself with my standards. Also, look at this freaking light. Light. She's the light. Polarity. Play with polarity. Play. Play with your reality. I think as adults, we take things way too seriously. I think the universe is far more complex than we can imagine, and I don't think it's as rigid as we make it out to be. I think the more willing that you are to play with your reality, explore, experiment, and allow yourself to be molded by God, by spirit, allow different facets of yourself to be brought forward and pulled out of you depending on the circumstances, and then to explore those facets, I think that's like the meaning of life. I don't think it's anything crazy. I think we're here to play, okay? It's why they call Earth like a vacation, like Earth school. Like, man, it's been a hell of a vacation, I'll tell you. I don't know what sort of vacation I selected, but I think this is the vacation. The vacation is like, what parts of you are you willing to explore? Who cares what's going on around you or not going on around you? What are you going to explore? What are you going to learn about yourself? How are you going to expand into more of you? There's no agenda. You're not going anywhere with this expand. It's literally just, what are you going to expand just to feel what it is to expand? And then when you expand in a healthy, safe way, what do you want to bring back to you? What do you want to anchor into more of your like concrete awareness and anchor into like new aspects of your personality based on your exploration? It's almost like they're like showing me like explorers on not little ships, but on like ships, you know, like when they came to America and they came to check out America before they like, you know, killed off all the Native Americans. Like, you know, like it's like you're exploring on your ship and you go explore, okay? You explore with your consciousness and then you decide what you like and what you bring back on the ship and what you bring back home. Like, what are you bringing back home with you? What are you taking with you? What new aspects of yourself were drawn out that you enjoy, that you want to bring with you on like the next journey? I don't know how often I show these aspects of my personality, but I am very exploration based. What are my other archetypes? I'm trying to think. I have a very strong hero, a very strong warrior. The warrior and the hero are kind of synonymous. Obviously, I'm a shaman. I'm a sage. I'm a divine channel. That's like another archetype I have. The explorer, the adventurer is another archetype I have within myself. And then I have an entertainer, a comedian, a very playful trickster energy. Would I call it a trickster? It kind of is. It's kind of like play. Like, like, I don't know. Not trick in a bad way. Like, trick like a magic trick. Like, trick like, I'm gonna make some magic and you're not gonna know how it's done. And I might make you laugh. I might make you cry. I might make you feel. You might feel when you're around me. Maybe that's my trick. You might feel. You might feel your potential. You might feel your shadow. You might feel your fun. You might feel how much you might enjoy something. You might feel angry at what I'm saying. Who knows? Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna trigger you. But it's all in good fun. It's all in good play. Like, you came to the show. It's still a show. However you feel at the show, at least it made you feel. My inner child's here. That's what I got. Go play with some polarities. Go discover and explore and experiment who you are. And if you don't want to, then don't. If you love this message, great. If you don't, whatever, it's fine. Thanks for joining me. This was very different for me. I appreciate your presence in whatever way you came forward with. If you missed my video yesterday, I did a weekly update that was very interesting that I think you're going to enjoy checking out. So look for that on my live streams. And I think that's what I got for you guys right now. So much love. If you do enjoy my energy and you want to learn how to work with me, I will leave some links in the description below. I have some personal one-on-one deep dive transformation programs. They're my coaching programs where I actually will help coach people move through their personal development, their spiritual practice, creating a huge transformation in their lives, occupying a new state of identity. It's really, people come to me when they're in some level of identity crisis, like existential crisis, and they generally don't know it yet, but spirit is calling them forward in that way. And I help them move through that crisis, which is really just a big change, a big tower moment, a big disruption, and reestablish themselves in this world, reestablish their identities. And some of that is also done through personal branding, through designing your business. I help people design their businesses to meet their life, not the other way around. I believe that business is an asset to the life, not the life having to be the support structure for the business, which I'll explain probably in another stream at some point. I've also got a couple online programs. I love teaching about the Akashic Records. More on that coming soon if you are interested in any of that. And I've got 2 meditation albums. I've got a meditation album to teach you how to go into your Akashic Records, and another meditation album that is all about wealth, success, and health. So I'll leave the links in the description below. You can check out my website, iamemelina.com. If you're wondering on what way of working with me would be the best for you, send me an email and ask me, and I will guide you to where you need to go or what might be a best fit for you. Also, I know I've been saying this for many, many streams, but I promise it's coming. Oracle deck coming soon, okay? I will get a landing page up so you guys can actually get into it and we can get this going. That's like my bad, not my bad, but it's like taken me a minute. I've been living my life and it's been a lot recently. But we'll get there. I'll get it up. I'm very excited for it. It's gonna be the Sacred Prayers Oracle deck. And this card is coming out just so loud that, oh, I'm doing both of these. I pray to give the wheel over to God. God, you steer, and God, you take the wheel. That is one prayer. And I pray to be made in a safe and a happy way. This one is praying for the conditions that are necessary for you to make the decisions for you to step into a new version of yourself. When we get stuck, it's because we're not being made, we're not making new decisions. In order to make those new decisions, we need circumstances that are uncomfortable in order to draw out our ability to make decisions based in contrast. So when you pray to be made, that's what you're asking for, to make the decisions to be new. And in a safe and happy way means it was easy. The contrast was easy, it was fun, as opposed to otherwise. What else do I want to say on that? If you're interested in the tarot deck, the Oracle card deck, let me know. I'm going to try to get that stuff up as quickly as possible. I'm very excited for it. I'm going to be shooting videos on the prayers. These are all like downloaded from my spirit guides. So why they're using certain language, what they mean. I'm actually going to shoot videos for I'm going to make the deck themselves, like each card and the artwork behind it. And then I'm actually going to shoot quick videos, like probably 2-3 minute videos on each prayer, which I've never seen anyone do, to help you like open up to your own inner guidance and tap into your own guru. So that's beautiful too. So I'm excited about that. Okay, Genevieve, I just saw your comment. Love it. That's how I live my life. I don't know how to do it any other way, and I try to invite others to break the mold and play. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you, my love. You're amazing. I saw your comment. I'll respond a little bit too. Congratulations, sweetheart. Genevieve is having a baby. And I'm happy that message was for you. They made it so clear. They showed me a very physicalized baby in my arms. And I was like, this is very interesting. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So I'm happy that was for you. And that spirit gave that loud confirmation for the message for you. So beautiful. Thank you for joining me. Thank you guys. Sending you lots of love. I will see you soon. Alrighty. Have a good week. Peace.